Hello, everybody. I don't see you, Luke.
Oh, I'm here.
Let me refresh the cameras here. Hello, everybody who's popped in or will be joining us. Thank you for stopping on by. This is the God Mode channel, and we are playing some D&D Homebrew 5e, kind of like a mix between Spelljammer and Planescape. And this is Weird and Wild. I am Jaso, the DM. Who else is joining me on this fine Friday evening?
Hello everybody, I am Bailey, and I will be playing Glacealor, the androgynous Eidolon, College of Glamour Bard.
Hey everyone, I'm Luke. I'm playing Aesop, Kinku Alchemist, who is no longer Gladiator 22.
What's up, guys? My name's Kevin. I play Sun Kong, your apeling bionoid monk, following the way of the abundant spirit.
Hi, my name's Slim, or husband, and I'm playing Rinkaz, a lizard folk fighter under the martial archetype of the gunslinger.
I'm Kyle, and I'm playing Bore Libero. She's an arcane trickster that is going to be a tech wizard extraordinaire.
Hi everybody, I'm Nick. I play Envidi, the half-elf celestial warlock, Pact of the Tome specialization. I have the most phenomenal familiar of all time, a pseudo-dragon named
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. We're going to jump into tonight's session here in just a second. This will be session 81, Lustrious Dilemma. Let's see who is joining us this evening. We got Can Sparkle, Genghis John, and thank you for rating us, husband and wife stream. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Thank you, anybody who, let's see if we had any people who jumped in from last week. No, but that's okay. Thank you, League of Explorers, as usual, for stopping by and checking us out and dropping in some bits. Really appreciate that. Crystal Dragon is out. You probably see it walking along the screen, covering half of it. That's really cool. You can buy that. My players, because they are able to play the game, can just pick whatever they want. So they just all pick dragons and walk around on the screen. That's fine. This is their game. They can do whatever they please. Except when it comes to going against the rules, because the DM's rule is the law.
I would like to win the game, please.
You can't win D&D.
God, what are we doing?
We'll be doing some type of giveaway sometime during the stream, and by giveaway I mean something different than trying to get anybody to participate in terms of going outside to my Twitter and answering. I'm just going to pick a random person in the stream at some point.
Cool.
I vote for Commander Root.
So if you... I'm going to double check if it's a bot, which it may likely be. I'm just going to roll again and we'll pick someone who actually will win. And they'll win a digital gift card for either the DM's Guild, or if you're not into TTRPGs and just kind of peeking your head in to see what it's all about, we could do a Steam gift card as well. So some lucky winner will get that at some point. That's all my news. That's it. If you like this stuff, come follow us. You can do cool stuff. You can buy cool things with your Twitch channel points. You hear me say it every stream. Let me go ahead and hand out some inspiration now, because you guys had quite a few arena match sessions and we're definitely making good use of all of that. Let's see here. Standard inspiration. There you go.
Oh, I want one too.
No.
Oh.
Does anybody want the +3 AC for one turn?
I just got that one as well.
Oh, I got one. That's choose two. Yes.
Oh, you got a crit on your card.
I'm good.
I'm assuming Sun Kong is sitting on a blue stand. That's what that picture is, right? Right?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't draw that.
He's sitting on a blue stand. That's absolutely not his massive monkey dong.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
Alright.
Hey! Why don't we all roll some dice, see who wants to give the recap from last week?
Yeah.
Who gave the recap last week?
That's,
I did, but I'm gonna roll anyway for shits and
Hey.
giggles.
I like
Oh,
that.
Kong, you need to be careful.
Oh,
Kong.
Oh, I still no Vincast.
Oh.
Unless did
Well, roll off.
roll off.
Oh,
Roll off.
Wow, we all rolled above a 10. That's crazy. That almost never happens. Now prepare for
keep
the
that
rest of
luck.
our rolls.
Yeah, keep that
To
luck
be
for the
totally
I don't think it's ever happened.
What's
So,
up? What happened last time on Weird and Wild?
I think I've expended my energy of Gladiator 22. I was gonna give the recap in that, but that's just I'm too tired. So last week, we finished our bout in the arena. We had a very satisfying heel, or I guess face turn from Rinkaz, who shot Aesop 3 times in the chest. There was also a couple mishaps with the giant crab mech thing that Fa and Glace were piloting. And when all was said and done, it looked like our friends, as we pretty accurately predicted, Sun Kong and Nvidia were the winners. We were all slowly teleported out, and then before we knew it, it was just Sun Kong and Nvidia, as expected.
You mean Shadow Sun Kong?
Shadow Sun Kong, yeah.
Yeah,
great
because my
frog.
hair was singed off from all the fireballs.
Yeah. Also, there was a bunch of other random shit that happened because
Wooden ducks.
it was. Oh yeah, the fucking wooden ducks.
Oh yeah, the fucking ducks killed me. No, I didn't
Yeah.
make it to the end. Wasn't it Nvidia
Fa.
and Fa?
Nvidia and Fa, you're right, because the wooden ducks
Because the
killed.
fucking ducks.
Killed by-
Out of anything that took me out, it was the ducks.
And then Fa got exploded by Nvidia, and Nvidia was the grand champion.
Of course.
Of course.
Nvidia, the spellcaster. The one who, not necessarily the most constitution-wise survivor, ended up staying alive. So,
He slow rolled it, man. We were like, he's moving 1 square a turn. What could he possibly do?
It was a Category 5 hurricane creeping towards you, my man.
Pretty much.
actually, that's pretty true. That was some nasty shit
Accurate.
coming from those hands. Big damage. Thank you very much, Aesop, for that recap. You happen to find, after the clerical healers are done mending your wounds from the bullet wounds that were within you.
Oh, there's a weird bit in here. What the fuck?
Yeah, you find a weird bit inside.
Did Rincast fire a weird bit into me? What the? Oh, I'll just keep it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
No, it's not.
You
That's
can
our,
use those for that?
that's our meta currency. Don't fire them like bullets.
You guys had just finished your bout and found yourselves all teleported outside into the front row. The audience, seeing you appear there, gives a loud, raucous cheer for everyone. Those who were able to make their stand to the last, and even those who got knocked out a little early, there still seems to be equal cheer for everyone. Nearby, raised on a golden podium, separated from the rest of the group of people that are behind you loudly cheering, is Dandy, the son of the 2 owners of Halcyon and the stakeholder in a good percentage of the Billionaire Bastion, which is the faction that runs this area. The dwarf, who is tall for his size, or tall for his race rather, since he's a dwarf, sports a lush, long white beard, and generally dresses with a very formal appearance and top hat. He definitely gives off the air of being a entertainer or entrepreneur to some and others. I'm just taking a look here. Okay, I need to open this up here because I'm just getting ready to go over the rewards. I have tallied your results. Give me just a second.
Ah, the results are in.
And let me see if I have... Yeah, token for Danny.
A terrible showing by everyone involved.
A cornucopia of violence.
It's dandy.
The
Oh,
gold...
look at this guy.
The gold platform descends to some degree, and Dandy is lowered closer to you all. You guys all notice, and you saw throughout the match, that within his hands, similar to what Glace sports, is a tall... this one with a golden staff, although Glace's may be the same. Golden staffed mic staff, and he holds it close and says, "Excellent show from each of you. You all put on a grand display of power, skill, and excitement." And the crowd of your fans that you met previously during the signing, all of them wild knots themselves, goes wild. There are cheers behind you. You look around and see swirling around the area are multiple versions of Rex that zoom in and out and move. You guys assuming catching this video as it goes on. Let's see here. Yeah, the crowd is very pleased with you all. But things aren't over just yet, Dandy says, because we have to announce the winners. Inviti and his team may have been the ones who lasted the longest, but that doesn't mean that they were the ones who came in first place. We've tallied the points, and now we're going to announce the winners, going from lowest points to highest. But first, announcing who individually won certain points throughout the match. Now, of course, as you all know, each of you were gaining points based on rounds survived, and you each got your fair share. Similarly, players knocked out by each of you gained you points, but there are a few categories where points could only go to one of you. Most entertaining being one of those. That particular prize, as well as point bonus, the one who continued to engage the audience, to surprise even when they thought they may be down for the count, was Glace Allure, he says, pointing a finger towards her.
But of course,
You get it, girl.
well deserved.
The crowd cheers. Well deserved indeed, Glace. Now, moving on, the last standing team. You all know that one. That happened to be both Inviti and Sun Kong. And he points, waving a hand as the crowd cheers.
Yeah, we did know that though.
Now, just because they were the last standing team does not mean that they win this next one, because the next prize goes to the most arena interactions. But I lied, it certainly does go to them, because Sun Kong pulled and pushed as many buttons and levers as possible, he says, pointing, waving at you.
I mean, we knew that as well. That seemed like pretty obvious.
Some of these are a little more on the
That's
nose than
right.
others. Next, there was a certain gargoyle head, who the holder for the longest amount of rounds would have racked up a certain amount of bonus points. That award, he says, flicking out a white-gloved hand, slowly pointing a finger, running it across each of you, goes to Glace as well, he says, stopping his finger pointing at you.
Hey, pulling demons' heads gets me awards. Let's do this more often.
Was it her with one round? Was that the...
I think she's like, yeah.
I had it at the end as well.
At the end also.
Yeah.
She actually held it for 3 rounds.
Oh, well.
3 times as much as anybody else.
Finally,
3
the
times.
last bonus points. Someone you will all know from this one. But one more round of cheers for the last standing member out of the entire group, Inviti, he says, holding a hand
Well,
towards you. Inviti.
Woo!
Very
Crowd
nice.
That's
cheer.
my partner. That's my partner.
You each did splendiferously. And on top of your standard prizes will come some extra things for those who were reaching the higher ranks. But don't worry, even those who placed lower in the ranks are still going to get a pot of gold. First, let's go over who came in 6th place. That honor, racking up 130 points overall, was the lizard man Ringkaz, he says, throwing a hand your way.
You did so well trying to save me before you shot me several times.
Turn that hill! Turn that hill! Turn that
Stop it.
It was a tough call from that act of shooting your own team member. Most entertaining was a difficult prize to give out, indeed. Forget that dog in the background.
The dog loves the prizes.
Ringkaz, you receive 2 weird bits. You watch as a formal dressed dwarf steps over and unwrapping with a cloth, with a cloth over in a gloved hand, they pull off, and sitting on like a velvet satin pillow is 2 weird bits for you to take. Along with that, you hear Dandy say, and of course, coming along with that, at the end of these announcements, your pot of gold, which will be 3,250 pieces.
Oh my god!
That's last place? What?
I just
Okay.
wave the dwarf off and I just point over to Aesop and I say, I don't want anything from you.
Ringkaz, you keep this gold.
No, the weird bits. I'll take the gold. I
Oh
don't want
yeah, no, I'll take. Give me those weird bits. They're mine.
Very well. Welcome to share them as a group, of course. Congratulations, Ringkaz. Next up, scoring themselves a healthy 175 points, our avian friend Aesop.
We got fucked up, Ringkaz. We got dealt the raw hand, my friend. Thank you.
A dwarf steps over, unwrapping a cloth over a pillow. 4 weird bits to you, Aesop. On top of your upcoming share of 4,375 gold.
Oh my goodness. Okay, 4,375. Okay,
Of which will be distributed at the end of this ceremony.
but of course.
Next up, a very, very close matching number of 180 points. The illustrious Glossailor.
Thank you. I love you people. Thank you.
You gain yourself 4,500 gold pieces to be awarded at the end of this. On top of that, you will receive 6 weird bits.
All
I
right.
have so many weird bits.
Beginning to round out the numbers, things slimming up as those gain higher and higher points. Standing in at 235 points is Far. Crowd cheers. Far, you put on quite the show. You find yourself in the possession of 5,875 gold pieces. This puts you in 3rd place. The dwarf steps over, removing the cloth, awarding you 10 weird bits. Now we are just down to 2, funnily enough. Coming in at 2nd place with 265 points total, the furry Sun Kong.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. I had so much fun.
Netting yourself a sweet 6,625 gold pieces. You do not get any weird bits. However, you will receive 2 minor gems.
Ooh.
Exciting.
I need you, Sun Kong. Hang on just a second. Can you roll me a D38, please? Twice.
Okay. 14 and 11.
Gotcha. 10, 11. Okay. 2 dwarves, very formally dressed, step up and removing a cloth out from underneath a soft-looking pillow held in a hand, sitting lightly on top. With one of them is a deep blue gem. Dandy waves a hand and says, "This gem will grant you the ability to read other people better. This gem, Sun Kong, is in azurite and gives you +1 on insight checks."
Nice. Very nice.
That'll be useful.
Mm-hmm. The other dwarf removes her cloth. Underneath sits a nice, slightly translucent golden brown gem. "A calcite gem," you hear Dandy say. "This will give you some insight on certain arcane properties. This one will give you a +1 on arcana checks."
Oh, these are great for some.
Putting me to a net of 0 for Arcana.
That's great. You no longer have a negative. I
might give that to somebody else, but cool.
Congratulations, Sun Kong, on getting 2nd place.
Thank you.
That just
you.
leaves our winner of the first premiere episode match of Let's Get Wyld. Give it up, everyone, to NVT. The crowd cheers.
My babies!
That's my partner. That's my partner.
Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you. All things are possible through the author.
Oh, all right.
NVT, you came in at a whopping 315 points.
Good lord! How did you do that?
How?
Magic, clearly.
I'll bring all the
3
KOs.
player knockouts, as well as the most rounds, along with Fa, but it certainly helped to your percentage of points. The most rounds survived.
That'd do. That'd do.
Did him knocking me out twice count for 2 points or 1? Just as a matter of...
A knockout, my friend, is a knockout.
Oh.
Delicious.
NVT, you will be rewarded 7,875 gold pieces.
You gotta be looking real smart with that much money. Jeez.
You can't
He's
say
the
we
smartest.
You can't say we skimp out on those who help entertain the people here on Halcyon. Along with that, NVT, you will be rewarded a common gem.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And a dwarf
That's
steps
exciting.
over as I count. Please roll me, it's a weird number, a D41, please.
A D41, alright. A 30.
Alright. This formal dwarf removes the cloth covering the pillow, sitting on top. A white, smoky gray gem. Pure quartz, Dandy says. It will allow a spellcaster, he says, kind of looking at you and giving a bit of a wink,
Ooh.
the ability to store a lower level spell in order to be cast every time you take a slight breather. This will give you, NVD, the ability to store a first level spell to be cast per short rest.
That's amazing.
That's
Spectacular.
Now remember, you'll need to equip these gems into masterwork gear for them to function properly, but of course you can find all those things here in our beautiful city.
Goodness.
Let's hear it one more time for all of our winners. The crowd cheers raucously.
Aesop is golf clap. Can't see me.
make a
Kong's
spark
loving
shower.
this.
Now, to award you your gold, Dandy says, the dwarf attendants who had come up to give each of you either your weird bits or your gems have seemed to step over to a nearby table. You guys all kind of standing up as you're addressed at the front row here. Stepping over back towards you are these doors now. You guys notice that held in each of their hands is a stone statue of a dwarf holding up what looks like gold pieces. Not gold pieces, but like gold ingots. As if their strength is holding them up in like a pyramid style that sits on top of their palms. You notice, though, as these are handed out to you guys, that their sizes seem to increase. You find, Rinkaz, yours being a little bit past palm size, and they seem to gradually go up based on those who came in higher and higher ranks, to where yours in VD is like 4 hands lengthwise long, and you have to grasp it in 2 hands. But they're all made of stone. Dandy says, "Now to award your gold, may I introduce the owners of Billionaire Bastion themselves."
Oh.
Hang on just a second, let me check my notes here. Okay. Please welcome Glimra and Glitz. He waves a hand out, and you guys see now, descending from the steps that are in between the 2 rows. As they pass by, you do notice most of the audience, despite them even being wild knots and not particularly royalty or anything like that, they still seem to bow as heading down the steps. You see a very finely dressed female dwarf and male dwarf. Their accoutrements are adorned in all types of gems and adornments like that. And of course, the color theme is of a goldish look to it.
Ooh.
As they pass by, they extend their vision up to Dandy, who just gives a tip of the hat towards them. They step down, finally matching the road that you guys are each on, and look over to you. They look to each of you and give a nod, and you guys hear Glimra, the wife, say, "You've all done an amazing job. Thank you for entertaining us tonight." And she bows to each of you.
Ooh, bow. I bow.
Oh, yeah, bow.
It was so much fun! I can't wait! I want to do it again!
I pull his tail.
Ow! Ow! What?
Winky. He shows his tail.
Not
You
that tail.
see the husband step up. He has adornments of gold and actually what looks like a hood that he begins to pull back now, made of like a gold cloth material with a glove-covered hand, and he looks to each of you and says, "By my decree, I now pronounce you the winners of the first match of Let's Get Wyld." And the crowd cheers one more time. "Congratulations," you hear Glitz say. "Now, to award you your approximate gold." He steps over to you first, Rinkaz, and you watch as he extends a hand out as if to hold your statue prize made of stone. I'm assuming you would hand it over to him?
Yeah.
Okay. He, extending out his hands, takes it in one hand. You watch as Glitz removes one of his gloves, and holding up a hand, the crowd cheers, and he touches your stone statue, and you watch slowly eking out from his fingertips where the stone once was. It now turns to gold.
These statues are holdable?
Yes.
Like trophies? Okay.
Yeah, they're like trophies. And their size is dependent on your rank. But now you see that he's actually turning them from this stone to gold so that you can use them as actual currency. He then steps to the next person and the next person. And unless you guys want to do anything weird, he's going to touch.
Can I make an alchemy check as he does it?
Absolutely.
I want to see, like, if this is, like, some sort of spell he's casting, or maybe, like, an innate alchemical magic.
Sure.
Well, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Let's see, proficiency bonus intelligence. It's a 16.
Oh, yeah, it's still not bad. With a 16, Aesop, as he is going each member by each member, he's stepping up to yours, touching it with his fingertips, and you watch as this radial effect takes place, extending outward, the stone slowly shifting to the brilliant sheen of gold. Aesop, this doesn't look alchemical at all to you.
How strange, how strange.
Your statue fully turns to gold, and with the other gloved hand, he hands it back to you.
Thank you. Very impressive work.
Everyone's statue having been turned to gold by Glitz.
Sorry, I was on mute. I wanted to kind of look at him while he's doing that.
Sure.
Does it look like he's really paying attention to the thing, or is he kind of doing it passively just by touching it?
You notice him as he touches each of these. His eyes lock with the item as he touches it. It doesn't... There's no sense of strain or anything on his face. It just seems like...
Yeah.
It almost seems like this is a normal thing for him.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
He finishes turning all of your stone statues to gold and handing them back to you all. Glimra and Glitz Gilderkin, the family who owns Halcyon, turns to each of you and bows. And Glitz says, "Good to meet all of you. Continue impressing us, wild tycoons."
Can I do a check on them? Like, is there anything undwarvenly about them that's a little natural or a little weird? Like, I don't know, like if they play with demons, demon magic or something.
Okay, Roshi.
Make a check, sure.
Maybe
I mean, you did just see him touch a statue and turn it to pure gold. I mean, other than that, that's the clearly a striking thing that stands out from the norm.
Are there any religions that have ever that I would know of, any kind of religions that just turn things to gold for anything?
Religions, you say?
A religion check.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'll assist.
Thank you. Oh, with his assist, that's going to be a 21. Ooh. High five.
Your best assumption, Glacé, would be this is perhaps maybe some type of blessing, and you've heard this name uttered before here in the streets of Halcyon. Perhaps some type of blessing from Joaquin, the god of commerce and trade.
Interesting.
You know, as far as you guys have been told, that the gods don't come to the Twixt, so interesting that he can so clearly manifest that power here. But he is able to do it, as you see. Glimmer and Glitz give you all a nod, having recognized you, and begin to ascend back up these steps.
Well, that was nice. Look at our gold little statue things. It's like trophies. I'm gonna fucking cash this thing as soon as I can.
Agreed.
Dandy turns towards
Still
one
like
of...
a banker?
Look. Think of each coin as like its own little trophy. That way you have thousands of them.
That's a good point.
Do you think anybody has change for a giant gold trophy?
I mean, I'm sure we could fucking pawn it, right?
Dandy turns towards one of the plenty of rec cameras that are just swirling around the Luxalor Stadium and says, "And that concludes our first premiere episode of Let's Get Wyld. See you next time, everyone. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you, the audience, had a fantastic time." With that, a blast of confetti shoots out into the air, and one more time, the crowd cheers for you all.
The explosion goes off. Ducks and looks at Indeedy.
I didn't mean anything personal about that. How you all eat shit and are terrible people. Sorry. It's just an act.
You're ruining the illusion.
I don't know how this works, right? This is my first time.
Oh,
It's not fabulous, okay?
Oh, fair enough. Fuck you!
yes.
Yeah, exactly. My sentiments exactly. Can we leave this place now?
Wait, no, we have to
Well,
get that
well.
radar. Also,
Yes.
all of this is really sus. I mean, that's like the Joaquin blessing and all those Joaquin bars. You remember that? You remember those?
Yeah, that's why I want to get out of here and get this nasty thing out of my hands.
I'm sure ASAP will hold on to it for you.
Oh, I will, absolutely.
As the golden podium extended up in the air that Dandy is standing on begins to slowly descend, the crowd of various wild knots begins to step up from their stands and begin to come towards each of you. Some wanting to praise you, some wanting to ask questions about your adventures. Just quite a lot of attention that is stirring around. You guys see Zed Bane coming over and wanting to speak with you. And you also see Into along with him, Pearl and Tourmaline, who, to those of you who don't know, were other entertainers and bards who frequented Halcyon. Lushy pushes through the crowd and comes over to congratulate you guys, as well as Dandy after the platform reaches level surface with each of you, steps off and setting the mic staff to the side comes over to speak with each of you. You guys are each enjoying conversations between the lot of the back and forth that's happening here. And as you guys are enjoying things and speaking to one another, Glacé, as the crowd is moving through, standing or making their way through them to step up to you is a tall woman. And she is adorned in all kinds of silverish, sparkly looking armor.
Oh, okay, wait. She's Glacé's like super excited because of this get up and she looks fierce, but then she like looks kind of scared for a second.
Her face is covered in elaborate tattoo work. She also wields a spear in one hand.
Is any part of her hair showing? Like the color of her hair?
Most of it is covered in her elaborate silver helm. However, you do see a couple tufts of it peeking out from the corners, and it is a seaweed green.
Okay, so this is definitely a what's it called, a lac shoe? Black shoe?
You get the sense that this is a lac shoe. She bows to you, Glacé, without saying anything.
I bow back.
She uprights herself and hands you what looks to be a letter that is sealed.
Oh.
A love letter, perhaps.
Oh, thank you. I will open it and read it out loud.
As you open it and unfurl this parchment that is inside, it starts by saying Glacé.
Oh.
And before addressing you in any other manner, gives you directions to a particular place in Halcyon.
Ooh. Okay.
One of the city streets that is topside, where the light is out and proper, giving it the daylight effect. And what you assume by the address given, a similar place to where you guys kind of snuck around before, where various people doing business up on the top side sometimes want a place to stay that's not down below here in the Lux, so they'll just rent out a place because they're doing so much business. This seems to be an area similar to that, where people can own a second home on the top side when they do as much business as they do. The note gives you a peculiar message after it gives you the address, though, and it tells you to walk up to a particular street wall that it gives you the directions to, and tells you to knock 5 times at this certain location.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a little fun. Thank you.
At the bottom, it is signed ROM. R-O-M.
O-M. Okay.
Is that from your vampire friend? You got a date.
Anyway, no. It's from. I believe this is from the Rhaegar.
As you look up to address the lac shoe, she is gone.
No, I wanted to ask her name. Fuck. That's okay. Well, Rom, we're gonna go to this place. Listen, okay, this sounds a little sketch, but I tell them what the letter says, and that's that.
Oh, well, let's go. That's got to be the Rhaegar, right?
It's got to be.
Let's do it.
Most of the various members here, as well as the general audience, are all conversing with one another. You now see a couple of drinks being passed around. Zed Bane, Tourmaline, and Pearl are talking amongst yourselves, although you guys do notice that at various points Zed Bane is locking eyes, so just keep an eye on you guys. Lushy grabbing a wine glass off of a tray being passed around is giving you all kinds of pleasantries and says, "Oh, we should really do dinner later. It's only whatever time it is here in Lush. You put on such an amazing show. I hope you enjoyed the rewards."
Oh, yes.
Very generous. Very, very generous.
Now go, get whatever rest and recuperation you need. Your wounds should have healed, luckily, but you may want to get a bit of shut-eye for a little while. But please come see me again before you go off in your ship and do whatever it is you do. I would love to have a nice evening of dinner so we could converse about future endeavors.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, the Bastion has been good to us.
Well then, ta-ta, he says.
Bye.
Oh yeah, where can we pawn these statues?
Oh, yes. Bring them to any vendor, and they will be able to exchange them for the equivalents in gold.
Excellent.
Of course. Anyways, have fun, you all. You deserve it. Enjoy yourselves.
Will do.
Thank you.
He turns to address Dandy. Dandy tips his hat to you guys and said, "Excellent show. Looking forward to having you all return at some point."
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We will.
I think I need a little bit of time before that, but, maybe some day.
Well, like tomorrow? Tomorrow good
No,
for you?
no.
Don't worry, your attendance in our premiere episode has made sure that we'll get plenty of other takers in the meantime. Perhaps you can keep an eye out and watch some of the fun and festivities yourself.
No thanks.
Very well. Enjoy yourselves here on Halcyon, Danny says.
Will do.
Okay. Let's go to that sketchy Rhaegar super secret door.
We
and knock on
probably,
it.
yes, we probably should do that before we do any sort of shopping, Just
Wait.
in case that's not the Rhaegar and we need to do more searching.
Well, why wouldn't it be the Rhaegar?
Listen, I'm just planning contingencies. You never know with these things.
You guys exchange pleasantries with whoever else is left, and eventually are able to. The crowd of Wyld Knots and various people, they're not like clinging to you, but of course, as I mentioned before with the book signing, you had some either in large or even small part inspired them to become who they are today. And so of course they want to talk to you, get tips about adventuring, or just share their love of the match that they just saw that happened before them. And you guys are eventually able to pry yourselves away, and they realize that you guys are done and want to kind of get a little bit of private time to yourselves. You're able to pull yourselves outside of the Luxlore Stadium, and the rest of the group drinks are being passed around, and they continue to commingle with themselves as they too slowly begin shifting out of the Luxlore Stadium now that the episode has aired and everything went swimmingly.
Excellent.
Alright, you guys find yourselves standing outside of the Luxlore Stadium. There are various groups out here. They occasionally call your names to tell you that they watched the episode or they had a great time. Otherwise, there's none of note that bother you. So there's the occasional passerby that name drops calling you guys out, but other than that, you're able to pass through the streets without too much commotion. So what Wild Tycoons do you want to do?
I think, as we said, we should go right to the potential lead for the Rhaegar before anything else. Before any
Agreed.
sort of shopping. Yeah.
So, Glace, you want to use the directions written out on this note to lead you to this area, correct?
Yes.
Alright. You begin to follow the address given on the letter given to you. Halcyon, as I mentioned before, it's not like it's out in the wilderness. Everything is clearly displayed on signposts and everything else. So, you guys find yourselves taking the turnabout, which is the rotating platform, from the bottom side here of Lux to the top side, where most of the business and commerce happens. The relative darkness of this place disappears as you step out of the turnabout, as the bright artificial sun hanging in the sky brightens the area. There are less busy streets here currently, as you get the sense that most people here in Halcyon have some type of internal clock, and this is probably when most people go down to Lux to either celebrate or sleep. So it's a little less crowded than it usually is, which makes traveling through the city streets here a little easier. You guys make your way on foot. You see various golden carriages being pulled, but are able to traverse on foot easily enough. It doesn't take you too long, Glace, as you wind through the city streets. Give me some type of check, if you would please, to navigate, if you don't mind.
Oh no.
Just Glace?
Any of you guys, if you'd like to. A survival would be pretty good here, I think.
What about investigation?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do investigation to help Glace.
I will also do an investigation.
I'll do an investigation too.
Just all throwing guys.
You said survival would help?
It could, yeah.
Wait, my sweet children.
We should have worked together.
Yeah, probably. We should have given each other advantage. Oh, well. I got an 18 though.
I'm gonna hold on to
21.
a bad boy card over here for Fa. Okay, Aesop, you and Sun Kong. You guys working together with Glacé, kind of studying the note. It's not so much finding the street, but this particular area that's being mentioned where there's just a wall, because the letter does not denote a particular point of interest in terms of a marking or anything like that. So you kind of have to make your way trying to use the instructions given within the address that's on this note here. But between you and Sun Kong, you're able to find yourselves standing on a relatively empty city street. In front of you, a golden wall, and sitting above, elevated about a story high, are various other residential buildings, because this is kind of a rural part where, like I said, these people kind of stay topside if they want an extra place, if they need an extra house to stay. But in front of you is just a golden wall. There are no markings, no special indications, but from what you can tell with your checks, this is the spot.
Well, that's got to be it, right? Right? We're not about to get murdered.
I'll knock. And if
How
I
many-
get murdered, at least I die famous.
How many times do you knock, Glacé?
5 times.
I ready my hand on my weapon in case.
I'm not going to make the sound effect of knocking because a dog will go wild in the background. Somewhere on Halcyon streets, a wild dog roams around, barking at noises that sound like doors
I got you.
being knocked on. There you go.
I do it like a dun 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 dun. Dun. I counted. I don't know how it's counting.
Glacé, on the 5th knock, as you pull back your fist, you watch as the golden bricks in front of you begin to dissipate,
Whoa.
revealing a golden gilded door.
All right, that's pretty cool, right? Everyone.
Ooh, magic.
You hear the sound of the door being unlocked from the other side. And opening up, you see a Lakshu woman, Glacé, opening the door to peer at each of you, opening it slightly to peer at each of you,
Hi.
studying each and every one of you, and then opening it fully. Wild tycoons, she says.
That's us.
He's expecting you. She opens the door now, kind of standing at the side as it fully opens, and waves a hand into the interior of what looks like a whole room that looks like attached to some type of house-like place here. Even though you're not really entering a house, you're entering a disguised, probably illusion wall, but you enter into what looks like a lavish interior living room. All of the accoutrements that you would find in a very wealthy person's home is here.
Can I lean down to everyone and ask them, hey, does it feel like we just went through like a portal, like when we went to the pit, that kind of thing, or is just this?
Oh, I
Is
could
it?
make an Arcana check on that.
I could. Yeah.
We should have invited Kimo.
That's gonna be 15. Aesop has a lot of skills. That's great.
Yeah, it's helpful. Absolutely. Aesop, you don't really get the sense that there was any type of arcane activation of stepping through some type of portal or anything like that, at least from what you gather, stepping through the threshold of this gilded door to step into the inside of this room.
I put a hand on Glacé's, I guess, arm, because I probably can't reach her shoulder. I think the 10th pit is here.
Oh my god!
I'm just
Okay.
fucking with you. They're not here.
You step inside this lavish room. There are various places of seating, velvet wooden chairs covered in red, fine-looking material that seems soft to the butt and back. A couple couches, a long wall that is covered in a red curtain, and you notice sitting around the curtain, standing at the corners, are what look to be mannequins made of wood.
Oh, that's...
As the Lakshu finishes allowing you all to enter and find yourselves within the interior here, turning to you all from what looks to be a couch, outstretched, laying on it, you see a figure who is adorned in very interesting, flary, gaudy clothing. The figure has masculine and feminine features to them. Their hair a fiery red and pulled back into a large ponytail, but at the same time has two braids that extend out and behind them. You also notice a number of various tattoo work that stretches across their arms and neck, as well as a bit of the sides of the face. The figure sits up from laying down on this sofa-like material and looks to each of you and says, "Please, take a seat." And waves a hand. You guys notice there's various other chairs and couches here to pop a squat on.
Oh, sit down.
Yeah.
Same.
So, the figure says as they lean back onto the material of the couch, taking a second to peer and study over each of you. You notice as they do this, Glace, that you now begin to see, appearing around them, are bright, multicolored motes of light that shift. Some shrinking and disappearing, others appearing out of nowhere, growing in size and shifting around this figure.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
Sure.
Assist.
Once again, my man Vidi. That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Glace, these seem to be the magical affectations that circle and radiate around the race you know and have studied of the Rhaegar.
Yeah, this is the Rhaegar.
Why is he so much hotter than the arcane man?
Because he's a Rhaegar, not an arcane man.
Well, it's all the same to me. Look, I never...
She's got a point, I guess.
I mean, he's got his features. Stop it.
Oh, is he here? Oh god, is he here?
Yes.
And
Fuck.
Vidi, as you are stepping in and trying to find your seat, Jira on one shoulder. You
Oh, he came back?
Yeah, like you got healed, and if you wanted to spend some time to bring him back, you certainly could.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah.
Flittering in from behind you, landing on your shoulders, you turn, unsure of what you're going to see. You see a bat landing on your shoulder. As you hear the sound of the gilded door from the Lakshu being closed behind you.
Like bat or
Looks like
Fare's bat?
a normal flesh and blood bat.
Right. Right.
The figure turns to look at all of you and says, "My name is Romulus. I am a Rhaegar. I've heard some stories about you. You are a wild knot?"
Yes, we are. Did you see the show? Were you entertained? Was it everything?
It was very interesting indeed. I have to admit, curiosity got the better of me and I did watch some of it. It was rather entertaining.
Oh, thank you.
Most entertaining out of each and every one of you was you, he says, pointing a finger towards you, Glace.
It was. Thank you.
I mean, of course it was, right? I mean...
They turn and wave a finger over at one of the nearby Lakshu. The one who closed the door now seems to stand guard at the front. She steps over, and he points a finger towards you, Glace. And looks to the Lakshu and says, "Notice anything about this one?" The Lakshu peers in and stands pretty close to you, Glace, studying you. She grips at your hair, not pulling it, but just kind of like having it run through her hand.
Yes, take a look. I turn around for her.
As you do this, as you stand up and do this, she like actually, not like suggestively, but just almost like studying you, just kind of like places a hand at your hips, kind of at your neck, kind of studying you. She lifts up your chin a little bit.
It's all there. Feeling good.
The Lakshu steps back and looks back towards Romulus. She's a half-blood.
Excuse me? I'm full Glace. What?
Ouch.
You see Romulus smile. Glace Allure. Did you happen to know that you have Rhaegar blood running through you?
Can I do any kind of memory check?
You can make a history check, sure.
Yeah. 18.
You do not remember at any point in your life your parents or any family ever talking about you being part Rhaegar.
Well, this is fun. Where's the wreck? Prank you me, bros. I get it. It's funny. You got me.
There are no pranks here, Glace.
I'm half Rhaegar.
You are part Eidolon and part Rhaegar.
What? But I have a family of Eidolon. My sister, my mother, my father. We're all glorious, but not. We were never Rhaegars.
Those are family questions that you should probably look into.
Ooh.
We had Lakshu friends, I think. I remember a Lakshu friend. Yes, one night in a hot tub, I remember that.
Very interesting. Yes, the Lakshu serve under the Rhaegar. It is likely that perhaps at some point in your life you had one of your own.
So are you saying she's almost like royalty?
Honey.
We already knew that.
Exactly.
I guess Kaz was right then.
Oh, that's hilarious, actually.
That's pretty funny.
My apologies for interrupting.
No, not to worry. You see, Ringkaz, I learned your names. Royalty is for people like the Gilderkin family line. We Rhaegar are something else altogether.
I'm gonna scratch my chin with my revolver and be like, "Oh, so you're like galactic space royalty then, right?"
That is actually more apt, yes. This fact discovering what you are, Glosse, as I watched the happenings of this match was the most interesting thing to me above all. The fact that you did not realize it certainly perks my curiosity.
I mean, I'm having a bit of a bad memory gap lately.
I knew it all along. I just wanted you to find out on your own.
Tell me, Glosse, what is your gift? What is your art? Your craft?
My craft. Oh, well, I dance, I sing, I banter, I entertain. Let's see. I've dabbled in fashion, dabbled in acting. Ta-da.
So your gift is to put on a show.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't noticed, everybody around me also is pretty good on putting on a show. Aren't they fabulous?
They were all right.
Oh. Oh my.
So, what brings you all here? Are you just simply looking to find fame and fortune here on the streets of Halcyon? You certainly seem to be a cut above most wild knots I've come to know. Those who have survived, of course.
We're here to help a friend, and you are the only person who can help us. The only person with the craft and the art and the skill that can help our friend.
Who, moi?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see. You're looking for my help.
We are.
Indeed we are, yes.
Explain to me, what is this dilemma you find yourselves in?
Guys, what is Kubi again? I kind of forget. I just think she's a ghost, but I really know there's
She's an
technical...
arcane intellect. We have an arcane intellect that is currently going through, well, we've been calling them glitches, but I'm sure that's not the technical term for it. She's very sick, I suppose you could say, if we were talking about an organic creature. And nothing we've been able to do has been able to help.
So you're looking to find some answer as to how to cure her.
Precisely.
I see. And have you made any headway on that yourselves?
I mean, we had researched it and tried to get people to help and look at it. The masterminds couldn't do it.
The masterminds could do. What did they say?
God, it was so long ago.
It was, well, wasn't it something about maybe check Jadra? Or no, were they the ones that recommended a Rhaegar? I can't remember.
So...
They told you guys that you would need a physical copy of Kui's body, and that's something that they could not do in terms of moving her arcane intellect form into the body itself.
Oh.
They didn't even think you could help either.
Oh, of course they wouldn't.
Literally in the notes, I'm not just saying that.
Nice. We've experienced all different ways of resurrection, if you will, transferring bodies. We've dealt with that, but with, like he was saying, organics, not the ghosts, arcane thing.
So she needs a flesh and blood form with which to transfer her arcane consciousness into, but I am assuming that must be done by a craftsman's hand.
Well, see, she's just a bit too complicated for the masterminds of them. They can't. She's too complex.
Many things are too complex for the masterminds.
but not for you guys. And that's, I mean, at least that's what we've been told.
It's true. Well, you seek my help. You're looking to find some way to help your friend. Perhaps I could offer this help.
Oh, that would be wonderful. She's so sweet. She wants to see the world and help people. She really is a good soul.
We would be, like, eternally grateful.
Name the price, and I'll do whatever is needed.
She's very important to us.
We, Rhaegar, employ the help of the Lakshu. But of course, we are also well-known craftsmen for creating special forms that are almost indistinguishable from a real person. Though, to make it actual flesh and blood, and to be able to house a soul, that would be the wanton need of a particular Rhaegar's hand. Perhaps I could help you with that, perhaps not. You said, Glace, that your art was putting on a show.
I think back to the big extravaganza that blew everyone up, and I kind of sweat. Yes.
Then I will accept your request on one condition.
Oh, let's hear it.
Fate will put this together and set it forth in front of your path, Glace. But you will be put on a trial with which to show yourself and your craft and to earn your right through the trial of the Rhaegar to, although you are half-blooded, become an honorary Rhaegar.
Wait, so what?
You will find yourself facing certain dilemmas in the future. And if you prove yourself, you will be titled an official Rhaegar.
Ooh, like adoption or something.
Yeah, like adoption.
Sorry, that sounded more flippant than I intended. It does sound like a great honor. You should accept. Do it.
What's the condition if you don't pass the trial? Not that you won't, because you're really smart.
She'll do
But
it. She'll pass.
We just have to, kind of dot our I's and cross our T's.
Oh, I wish I knew.
Oh,
Can I do
you
an
heard me.
insight
Hi.
check?
You are really, really smart, by the way.
Sure.
Oh, that is. What is my insight? I know I have some now. 21.
Romulus is being coy with you, Glace.
So in the future, these things that come up, these difficult things, that's all you?
Perhaps a little bit of me, yes, but also the trial of becoming a Rhaegar. Fate sets itself up in front of you. Whatever challenges come your way, you must overcome them.
Well, I can tell you right now that a challenge has been, I'm looking for my sister, who also is a very important half-blooded Rhaegar. I'm assuming. And
I whispered, is she actually, though?
I mean...
Was she your twin sister?
She's my she's my younger sister.
Okay.
But maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I think that I'll pass whatever's thrown at me, whatever fate decides to throw at me. You decide to throw at me. No disrespect, but I'll pass it and I'll make it look good.
Do so, and I will name you an honorary Rhaegar myself.
That's wonderful and great, but will you will absolutely guarantee that you will positively, yes, help us with Kui. That's the most important thing here.
Yes.
The only thing I can offer you, Glosse, as I mentioned, every Rhaegar has a craft. I will offer you mine to help.
Oh, honey. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Romulus taps their finger against the wood arm of the couch, and a ring that is around their finger. You hear the tapping sound, and you watch this thick black diamond on the top of this ring extending out from it, almost like one of those like room lights where it streams like stars on the roof and ceiling, extending out from the ring and displaying the ceiling, giving a sense of the cosmos or the space around you.
Ooh.
It swifts and swirls, and the lighting in this room dims. You can see the candlelight from the candelabras like shrink as this happens.
Magic.
Romulus leans in, studying you, Glosse.
I strike more poses.
A woman finds herself at a crossroad. On one hand, Romulus says, extending a hand, she has a friend in dire need. Without help, she would fall in certain peril.
Oh my.
In the other, Romulus says, extending the other hand, a family member, someone they have known almost all of their lives. Without their help, may find themselves at the brink of destruction.
What?
Oh, you've been there. You can handle it.
This woman
She can
finds
handle
herself needing to help both the friend and the family member. Glosse, this is you. I will help you, but I will only help you with one, because my art is the art of dilemma.
Oh. That. Well, here. How about this? I know that Straya is such a strong person. She beat up all the meanies for me in the past. I'm sure she can handle herself for a little longer. And if we keep Kui here, I mean, we can't do anything without our ship anyway, and she's helpless. She can't do anything, and nobody can help her. I don't even know if Stray is in a bad situation. I think I will save my sister myself if she even needs to be saved, and will choose to help little Kui, who can't do anything or have anybody help her but you. How about that? That sounds good. Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
how interesting. You said wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Straya can take care of herself. Yes. I won't. Yes, that's my final answer. Hurry, but I don't want to change my mind. Hurry.
So quick to choose.
Oh my goodness.
Don't let him get him. Don't let them get into your head, Glosse.
My heart. They're getting into my heart.
Have confidence in your decision.
Is your friend, this Kui, your final decision?
Yes. I will save my sister if she needs to be saved. Myself. I don't need your help for that. That I am sure of.
You display a certain amount of confidence. Whether it's yet earned or not, that will be to be seen. But you have made your choice. Do your friends agree with you?
I give them, look at
She
them.
seems strong, but I think Kui needs our help. I think you chose correct.
Yeah, Glacé's really, really smart, so her sister's probably really, really smart too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I follow your decisions, Lassie.
Oh,
You know what
thank
you're doing.
you.
Very well. The dilemma is resolved. You have chosen to save your friend. Now,
You chose poorly.
I am connected to other various Rhaegar, and as I mentioned before, we are craftsmen in forming what are called helots. They are almost indistinguishable from a real person, but are lacking a certain sense of realness to them. They also lack a soul. Everyone except a particular Rhaegar I know, who they themselves took it upon themselves as their own craft to be able to create humanoid forms that are indistinguishable from flesh and blood of everyone else.
Oh, do tell.
Their work may have walked among the city streets here. Perhaps you even passed by one unknowingly.
Oh my goodness, what if we passed one? We didn't even know. Amazing.
I can arrange a meeting between you and this Rhaegar. Their name is Zix.
Zix.
Good name. Powerful. Zix!
And Zix is going to be the one that helps us with Kui then.
If there is someone to create this needed flesh and blood form that is an essential duplicate of this female arcane intellect, it would be Zix. However, I promised I would help, and I will, but I can only lead you to Zix. I can help no further than that.
Wait, do you know anything about Lustrious?
Of course.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Wait. You can't tell me anything? You can't tell me anything about Lustrious?
Glacé, you've already chosen.
But I didn't know you knew anything about her.
Oh man, Rhaegars are fucked up, y'all.
I'm a Rhaegar, of course I know. But we're done with all that now, moving on.
How rude.
I can introduce you to Zix if you'd like. But from
Yeah.
there, unfortunately, you're on your own.
I'm sure I can manage without your help anyway.
I hope so. You'll need it.
What is that? Aesop, what does that mean? Is that a threat?
I think he's fucking with you. Take this as somebody who is just a massive troll as much as possible.
Very well.
Is everyone appeased by this decision?
Yes.
Works for me.
I wish I could say the same for Glacé.
Whatever we can do to aid her.
Super appeased.
Excellent. I will lead you to Zix now.
Thanks.
Romulus steps up from the couch. Oh, we're here. This is Zix's house.
What?
Yeah,
So is it like a community thing, a Rhaegar?
How convenient.
I may have found my way in, perhaps.
Okay.
I've known Zix for quite a while. They are a little more fiery than I am. I'm more laid back in terms of the Rhaegar.
Yeah, you seem pretty chill, except for when you're messing with people.
That is my art. Can't be questioned. Zix would be the one, because of my history with them, that would be able to craft this for you, though what they would ask for, I have no idea in return.
I'm sure we could handle it.
I hope so. It has been a while since I've spoken to Zix, but they are here, in their own home.
That's good.
If you wouldn't mind, Romulus says, extending a hand out to the Lakshu. You watch as the Lakshu steps over behind the couch that Romulus has taken a step up from, heading over to the back wall that is covered in this red curtain. At both sides, you see these wooden mannequins fashioned. I introduce you to my friend Zix, Romulus says, and the Lakshu grabs the rope that attaches to the curtain, and pulling it, the curtain pulls back, and you now see the form of Zix trapped in a slab of pure gold.
What is this?
There's always a catch, isn't there? Oh, goodness.
What? Rom? How is Zix gonna help us if he's in, gold?
That is a very good question, Glase.
How did he get turned into gold?
Also an astute question.
He must have owed a lot of money, and they must have got him. They must have got him. I don't know who they is yet. We're still trying to figure that out.
Someone got him.
So, what? We have to pull this thing out of here? Or are you not going to let us do that either?
Rhaegar enjoys our privacy, and despite my friend being a slab of gold currently, I doubt very much they would be happy to be pulled into the city streets. A few stipulations, of course. The first thought that may cross your minds is a simple whiff of magic essence to turn the gold form back to Zix's original. When I found out that Zix was in their current state that you see before you, I took a little bit of time to study it. Even if you were to turn Zix back to flesh and blood from gold, I've deduced that Zix is missing their soul.
Okay, is this a work of another Rhaegar or something demonic?
What is it with you and demons?
That's the whole guts thing? I don't know. These people are too... I don't know. Too suspicious here in Halcyon is all I'm saying.
What about the creepy bat that's been following us around? Is he a demon or is he just a vampire? I don't...
That's it.
I got the bat. Don't worry about the bat.
Is there a problem with the bat?
No.
No!
No,
worry
it,
about
He
it.
said,
Honey!
he said, how'd you get him so gold and flat? What happened?
Whose ever hand decided to turn Zix into this beautiful form? It seems that the magical properties that did so also removed their soul, sending it somewhere else.
But is that...
Though their destination, I do not know.
Is that also another Rhaegar doing this?
I wish I knew.
Oh, honey.
Zix and I were acquaintances, friends you could say, but you could also say rivals, as any Rhaegar worth their salt sees the others.
A friendly rival. Ugh.
Of course. So, while I realized that Zix was trapped in this form, I decided it may be fun to leave them to their aspersions for some time. I didn't
That's
dig
awfully
into it
cruel.
any deeper.
Hmm.
I suppose so.
Well, haven't you been bored without your rival then?
Yes, actually.
Well,
If there are answers to be found, it sure would be a shame if Zix was to come back from their golden form to find their house ransacked. Certainly not by my Rhaegarian hands, of course, but perhaps by a interested party looking to return them to their normal form and just so happen to have to turn the place upside down to do so. What
are
a
you saying?
shame.
what are you saying?
I'm just saying I'll leave it to you from here, my friends.
I raise my hand. If it means helping Kui and Glace and everyone else, I think he means we can tear that son of a bitch up. And I mean, we could even like sleep in it for the night, but like look for clues. And I'm all for it. Let's go.
Well,
Come on.
Where do souls even go? Like, are they in jars or what? How do we find a soul?
I found a soul once in the
Oh.
tunnels when that kid died.
Well, you did.
Kaz went to the stars, and Fob, I mean, your friend kind of lost his brain, and that was a transition of, I don't know, I'm reaching here.
Oh, was he a person with a lot of enemies aside from you, honey? Was he like a bad person or a good person, or just were people jealous of him that you knew that wanted to strike revenge? Maybe we can check if one of his enemies has a soul.
Glace, I want you to make sure to remember that once your Rhaegarian performance is complete, you realize as a neophyte becoming a Rhaegar that good and bad are useless terms.
Yes.
Now he's speaking my language. Let's
We're-
do this.
What I'm asking is, do you know of any other enemies that have ever wanted him out of the picture?
Yes, me. And for a time I've enjoyed it.
Oh, jeez.
But now I'm missing my friend.
Okay.
We need to know that you're not going to enact any sort of violent rivalry or revenge as soon as your friend here is back in, let's say, the world of the living.
Oh, I'm sure.
What do you mean by soon? A
You're
nebulous thing, this term, soon.
Let's say, hold off any hostile activities until we fix our friend, or at least determine that this giant hunk of gold here can or can't help our friend.
Well, that is part of your deal with us, right?
My
You're
deal
helping
was
our
to
friend.
lead you to someone who could help you. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done.
You're
However,
problematic.
I will agree to these conditions.
Ah, see, it never hurts to ask.
Great, wonderful.
After
they-
that, the gloves are off.
Fair enough. Once he fixes our friend, I don't care what happens to him.
Oh, but can we keep in touch?
Well, yes.
Cool.
You're going to face challenges at some point in the future. Not from my doing, but the essence of the Rhaegarian performance, the ritual provided that you have agreed into. Fate will sow its seeds and put it in front of you. Survive, pass whatever perils enter into your path, and I shall be seeing you again.
Oh, okay.
I will contact you. You will probably need to look for information, Romulus says with a smile. However, do not take anything from this home.
Oh, there's always a catch.
Lasse looks directly at Aesop.
What? Just that because I stole gold from that one tomb, Sun Kong did too.
And you both got cursed for it. Don't forget.
Yeah, but we broke the curse.
Rhaegar is a master craftsman, not only in their own personal art, but magic items in general. You may be carrying something out that has some form of arcane security that you will wish you hadn't.
All right, that's fair. That's fair enough. Aesop has a violent flashback to that pile of gold that turned into guts on the table.
God.
Maybe we should hire a private investigator. I wink.
Oh God. So it's a touch nothing but the lamp situation. Got it.
Well, I don't know what you're going to do in here. You seem to be strangers in this strange house. Me and the lecturer are going to be leaving now.
So where are you going? Do you live somewhere up top or down below?
Maybe both.
Interesting. Okay, well, if I need to get a hold of you, how do I do that?
I'll get a hold of you.
Nice.
Oh my. Well, aren't you just... You're actually really, really fun to talk to. It's weird. You're like annoying, but I like it. You're very good at it.
It's like talking to you.
Oh, honey. Thank you.
That's why. That's why you like it. It's like talking to yourself.
A worthy compliment, Glace.
Didn't mean it as one.
What's wrong with you two? This is not a compliment.
We're both like sitting here thinking.
Fa and I are just like staring at each other. Can you believe this?
Kong is looking at you, but there's nothing there. He has not gotten anything from this conversation.
In his head, it's just like... Ding, ding, ding.
Completely glassed over.
Kong's like, did I have hamburgers twice or 3 times today?
Well then, I'll be leaving now.
Okay, well, bye, Rom. It's a pleasure. Kind of.
Goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Romulus begins stepping out, the Lakshu following close behind, a large silver spear in hand. They step out. You hear the door close behind you. They're gone.
You know, for having a convoluted, weird, insane bunch of loopholes that we have to jump through, it's pretty straightforward for once. He's like, I'm going to help you. We can solve your problem. As long as you figure out how to return a soul to a gold man who's... I mean, it's not the farthest fetched thing. God damn it, why do we have to do like 12 other things now just to save Kui? Just come to the planet, kill each other. Oh, isn't this fun? Now we have to return a soul to gold?
Real talk, if they know something about Lustrious, they must have something to do with it. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think so. It seems to be these... I know next to nothing about these Rhaegars or whatnot. This mention of having an art, having a specification. Maybe his magic is bound up in the fact, like he was saying, dilemmas. He gives people dilemmas and he has no choice in the matter. He might not be purposely keeping information from you. It might just be part of their, I don't know, racial heritage? I don't know.
Were they wearing anything like violet, purple, glowing at all?
Oh shit, good question.
Romulus had a number of rings and probably like some earring necklaces, stuff like that. I would say you did notice there was one of their necklaces that had a purple gem on it, but it was not nearly the size that you were wearing back on Sigil. It looked more just like a standard piece of gaudy jewelry.
Now, I remember when I had my weird vision to the real memory before we blew up everything. I had a Lakshu, and I was doing terrible things. I might have been under mind control, I don't know. But I must have had some kind of... I mean... if my art is putting on a show... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure myself out, everyone. If I, you guys see me do anything like devious that's beyond like funny or like just a prank or to, I don't know, be funny or anything, tell me.
No offense to the rest of the group. I think you were, aside from Sun Kong, the least devious. And this time I do mean this as a compliment.
Oh, that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of, I guess.
See, look, she didn't take that one as a compliment. What the fuck?
You guys stand in the living room of a lavish, what you can assume is like an apartment style area. The gilded door closed behind you. In the golden slab set within it, Han Solo style, is the form of Zix, a Rhaegar trapped within.
Somebody try kissing it. Maybe true love will bring him back to life. Rinkos, kiss it.
We don't have lips. He's a lizard. I'm a bird. It's gotta be Sun Kong or Fall,
Speak
right?
it!
Wouldn't Glace know the most about love? I mean, that's what art is, right?
Glace doesn't know anything about love, let me tell you. What she does.
Glace, do you have any extra lipstick?
Oh, come here. I'll give you. Yeah, you can keep this. Here you go.
This feels wrong.
I smear some off, and then I put it on my hand and make like a little hand puppet and press it up to its face.
No, oh no, oh no. Okay.
I don't think it worked.
I'll just clean that off. It's a little weird.
It might be his color.
Oh, I'm gonna kiss it just to see. Look, nothing. Oh no. Oh no. Aesop.
What?
Nothing.
Oh! Oh! All right, what are we doing? Glace, what are we doing?
Oh man, slammed him.
Okay, let's look at his house for clues.
Can I detect magic on the gold slab?
Sure. You raise a hand, your palm lighting up with a goldish light. This is... Hang on just a second. You obviously get the sense of a strong sense of magic emanating off of this slab. You pick up the sense of some strong transmutation magic. At the same time, you also get the distinct feeling of a mix equally of enchantment magic.
I mean, transmutation makes sense, but...
Let's, the bat. Zedbane. Zedbat. Zedbat, do you know where souls go? You're dead. I mean, you look good, but you're dead. So, do you know where souls go?
The bat, watching as you say this and then peering around the room as if to look and make sure that the Rhaegar is gone, flitters off of your shoulder, Nvidi, and towards the center of the room where there's some space, and shifting, the mass of the bat grows, kicking 2 feet down, and their long black boots keep flittering out from behind them. Zedbane stands before you all.
I did not know he was with us as bat form when I was talking about him. I honestly didn't. I thought he was still back at like the arena. I didn't know he was, because he was walking with us before.
It's all good. It was masterfully covered.
That was the point.
Looks like I did my job then. I may have been a little nosy. As far as where souls go, they can go plenty of places, Glace.
Like?
Well, there's the great beyond.
Great beyond.
There's the celestial plains.
Celestial plane,
There's any number of the layers of hell.
Ooh.
Or the abyss. There's many terms for it.
Oh boy, okay.
Souls can be trapped in magical items.
I know.
Some creatures purposefully keeping them in there to ensure their continued existence on the prime material.
Oh, can you tell if things have souls? I don't know what vampires do besides, like, you know, what the stories say.
it's a little easier for me to get the sense of whether something may be shambling around with a soul or not. But a little harder to understand if a big old slab of gold is housing one. I'm gonna take that person's word for it and assume that your new friend here is missing one. Whether they were good or bad and where their little soul went afterwards, who knows? As far as I know, usually when something happens to your body, petrification, for example, when you turn to stone, there are magic ways to bring you back, and just like that, you come back, soul and all. I would assume the same would be true even if your body was turned to gold, so the fact that the soul is gone, even if we were to bring this person back, is some type of magic I'm not entirely acquainted with.
I think we know 2 people we could ask.
Who?
I mean, this might be a reach on old Ganny. Maybe she can do one of those talk with the spirit realm ritual seance things. I mean, I know a guy who has a book that has a lot of answers.
I mean, yeah, that sounds good. If we can get us closer to finding out where this Rhaegar soul is.
Indeed.
I mean, Fa is in a frenzy over there, and she does have a pretty good point about number 10. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, though, Aesop, you're pretty adept at reading magic stuff.
I'm alright, I suppose.
Fa holds out her trophy. Is this the same kind of gold?
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, now that's something I could check out. Aesop gets out a jeweler's loop and, I guess, make an arcana check to see if it's the same kind of... Well, actually, doesn't Vidi still have his, Well, that would... it's probably different magic. Anyway, I'm gonna make an arcana check. Fuck it.
Yeah, either one of you could if you wanted to.
It's a 21 on arcana. Was this fella turned to gold the same way this stone soulless statue was?
This statue seems to be a product of purely transmutation magic.
Ah, it doesn't have the extra enchantment thing on it then, huh? Good to know. Well, it doesn't seem like it's quite the same magic, but it might be related.
Are there any kind of magical spells related to promises that maybe if you break them, you, I don't know, turn into something?
Oh, I'm sure they may exist somewhere out there.
I bet at the 10th pit they exist.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them.
I mean, I don't think they're related at all, but...
Then let's not talk to them.
Okay, alright, whatever.
But what if they know?
Weirdos.
Oh no. Well, let's I want to start like looking. I want to pull like couch seats up and start looking for weird things.
All right.
I'll gently put them back.
Is anyone else ransacking the house along with Glacé?
I'm putting them back.
Okay, ransacking and then cleaning the house afterwards.
I think Aesop is ransacking and not putting anything back.
Can I study?
What else?
Can I study the guy trapped in gold for a little bit longer while everybody goes through the house?
Sure. Just let me know, Glacé, Aesop, anyone else trying to give me some type of perception or something check or investigation to try to find some clues perhaps in this abode.
I gotta do investigation. And I'll aid Fa at it if Fa is doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Fa's got bardic inspo.
Double inspired.
And VD, did you want to make a separate check on this gold statue?
I'll do regular investigate.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about how to ask the question.
Oh shit.
Because I don't think Nvidia knows anything about Rhaegar.
You can make a history check.
Do Rhaegar mess with deities like Joaquin?
Give me some type of history or religion check.
A religion, please.
You guys are searching the house. I'll let you know what you find here in just a second.
Oh.
Oh no!
You hate to see it. That's a crit fail.
Hate to see it.
I feel like Jason doesn't hate to see it.
Maybe don't so much hate to see it. No, I do hate to see it. But I do get a bad boy card.
Hey, Jason,
Oh, go ahead.
when you get a sec, can you put the name of the 2 gems I got in chat?
Just the names or what they do?
I mean, are they? I was just gonna look them up on D&D Beyond, but
They're
either way.
not on there. These are
Okay,
these
then
are
yes.
separate things.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll have to wait.
No one's.
You got +1 for insight, and then you got a +1 for arcana checks. Just remember that much. You can name them whatever you'd like. NVD, as you attempt to discern whether Rhaegar are associated with Joaquin or not, it's not so much that you don't know anything about Joaquin, it's more so that you just have no real connection necessarily to the Rhaegar, or at least nothing's coming to mind. And unfortunately, you're not able to discern anything by studying the statue for a little while longer. Glosse, Aesop, and Fa, you all continue to pillage around the house, looking under sofas, chairs. There's a number of desks that you pull open drawers and find all various forms of... It's almost full. Some of them are full of just weird trinkets. You step into a back room and find that it is just covered with what looks like wooden parts of mannequins within.
I hate this.
And nothing else. You continue your search and find yourself in what looks like a master bedroom. You open the closets and find all manner of lavish clothing, boots, high heels, all kinds of things. You search the drawers. Glosse, you find some paperwork with it. Well, actually, this would be Fa, because she was making the big check, but you guys kind of helping along. Fa, you come across some paperwork. Some notes that don't really contain any meaningful strewn out thought, but mention some need to do more research into a place called the Vault of Desire.
Oh, I like that.
And with that high enough check, you find some accompanying paperwork where it seems that Zix, as you read on here, full name Zixogenous, found the location of the Vault of Desire in a place described in the paperwork known as the Triple Realm.
I don't like that.
Notes after they're scribbled very haphazardly, no real long-form connected thoughts, just points of interest, meaning pointing out that Zix had wanted to find their way to this place in some form or another.
To the realm of desire.
This Vault of Desire
Vault of
that
desire.
is located in a place that is only described as the Triple Realm.
Triple. Vault of desire. My portmanteau.
Anyone know anything about a triple realm?
I could make a history check. Do you want 1 or 2, Jason?
Here.
You could just do one.
All right.
My hand.
And then
What the fuck is that?
I was gonna say anybody else who wants to as well could
I will.
make checks themselves.
History, or what else do you want?
If you can make it work, I'll take other things. Just let me know. A history the most obvious, but
History sounds
a
good.
religion could work.
I'll take a religion. I'll always take a religion check.
Glace ears was straight 10.
Yeah.
Vault of Desire doesn't ring any bells. You feel like you've heard the name Triple Realm somewhere. It seems like it would have a link with Halcyon in some weird fashion, but you're not able to completely put two and two together. Sun Kong, Vault of Desire sounds like a place that may contain lots of food.
No. It was. Well, I'm pretty sure it was back on Scourge. It was a strip club.
Oof.
Rinkaz,
Smart.
you considering this along with Nvidi, you guys get the sense, you Rinkaz feel like there is something that rings in your mind of some infernal nature of the Triple Realm. Nvidi, you did a religion check.
Yes, please.
You specifically know with your 21 that the Triple Realm consists of 3 layers, though you don't know the exact ones, that exist in the abyss.
Oh, no!
No, that's not even the place that Vampire Boy's going. That's extra bad.
The abyss is serious.
Hey, Glasse, you were right.
What was I right about?
There were demons.
I told you. See, I told you. My demon senses were going off.
Did someone say Vampire Boy?
No,
Yes, the bird. The bird right here. inside.
I don't
Smart
recall
mouse,
this.
isn't it?
I don't recall this at all.
I have an odd question. The statue, or the gold man carbonite bar, the look on his face is similar to the picture. Does it look like he's in pain, or does this look like, I mean, an insight check? I don't know. Is this something that maybe he did to himself, or, I mean, I know it sounds like a stretch, but maybe he was involved in on this?
Their form is extended out from the slab to a degree, but it is still mostly covered within the slab. So give me an insight check to try and determine if you can kind of make out the expression or shape of the humanoid form within.
10.
You study the figure trapped within the slab. And although you don't really notice a pained expression on their face, you're still not too sure if this is what they intended or not.
You know, I want to help him with that. I feel like, I mean, I don't, if this is insight, I cannot aid him, but I want to also
You can do a separate check, yeah. You can
Oh, actually,
study
yes,
it yourself.
I can aid him. I aid him.
Well, go ahead and just roll yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, 22.
Let 22 Glace, you feeling like you are becoming closer to your upcoming Rhaegar kin, study Zix, and similar to Rinkaz, although you gather a bit more information since this humanoid is slightly more closer to your form. It doesn't look as though Zix is in pain at all.
Oh, looks like he likes it. Or maybe he's just... Does it look like he likes it, or is just, like, surprised?
No expression of surprise on their face. They have a simple, similar to the picture, just looking up, almost in a pose.
Oh. Wow. That's... I don't get anything from that.
Were you guys able to gather anything from taking a look around? Or are we done here?
Well, we know how to get here and how to get in.
The Vault of Desire. Does that mean anything to you?
The Vault of Desire.
That's right.
held on the triple realm.
Okay.
Oh. What's the triple realm?
It's in hell, love.
What? Okay,
Hey,
so
look, everything's working out, everyone.
so let me get this. So hell isn't also, it's not like the abyss. It's a different thing. That's right?
They're the same thing.
Oh.
Hell, abyss, they all mean the same thing. Though there are layers and layers of variations of hell, of course. Some say there's infinite.
So which layer of hell is the tri-realm on?
The triple realm takes up
Triple.
3.
The first 3, right?
From what I can remember, I believe it's the 45th through the 47th.
So you've been here before?
I told you, Glacé, from the outset that I would help you if you helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like our goals align. My maker runs the Vault of Desire.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, small
let's
world.
go to hell, everyone.
Yeah, let's go to hell. Oh, I bet that's gonna. What can we expect from hell? Do I need to dress for it? Is it hot?
The triple realm is home to a city, Azagrat.
As a grad?
Funnily enough, in terms of normal folk like yourselves just deciding to step foot into some type of horrible abyssal realm, Azagrat isn't the worst of places to go, though certainly not safe. But it's been known that Arcane and other merchants who are wily enough step through those places, mostly to buy slaves of all manner.
Oh.
But there are other things to be obtained by going there. Certainly not a place to go for sightseeing.
Oh, this place sounds awesome. Do they have guns? Do they have
What in
like
the
tattoo artists there? That'd be awesome. We got tattoos and guns in hell. That's what I want to do.
Cannot believe. I mean, now that you say that, though, that is pretty cool.
I mean, and VD's a warlock, so we don't have to worry about, it's a cleric, a man of, what the other deities. Ooh, boo, hiss. I mean, heck, in VD, you might meet someone you know down there. No offense.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it works like that, but thank you for the compliment.
Oh, and all the people that we fought along the way, I'm
No.
sure we'll see some of them there too.
Perhaps I'm understating the hazards of the abyss.
No, you're not. We're just dumb.
Oh no! Tell us more about the abyss. I love to hear about it.
What's hell? Each layer is its own nightmare. Being up here is way better.
I don't know. This planet sucks, and so does Jadra. So I mean, at this point, I might want to go to hell.
Oh, they're so beautiful. The recoups. We need to find you a reason to live.
You have a interesting perspective, Ringkaz.
I don't know. I bite my tongue as I go to mention gold people again. Well, the living have sick, twisted ways of their own to punish their own. I'd say being encased in gold. I don't know. It might be kind of in between.
But the living at least die. In hell, your soul lives on, continually tortured for the rest of existence.
Sounds like an elf to me.
Because we need to let you visit that brass bell and get something going here. Or maybe going to hell is exactly what you need to realize that maybe these places aren't that bad.
When I first met my end, I assumed that my soul would be traveling on to wherever it needed to go. I was a relatively good person, a well-known bard. I imagined there'd be tufts of cloud and harps playing for me. Turns out someone thought, between somewhere in the fugue plane and the next step, that my soul was worth a little more than just traversing on to go get my wings. I was pulled to this place y'all calling the Vault of Desire. Used to be some chapel of some type until it was renamed. That's where I was born again, if you will.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a compliment, I suppose, in a way.
So, you're. Wait, I don't. All this death stuff I don't understand. So, you were just pulled? When you died, you were just pulled and made into a vampire? Is that what happened?
Instead of traveling on to whatever silver cloud I was supposed to land on, I was pulled into the Vault of Desire.
Oh.
My soul given form again, and my master turned me into what I am now.
What, how did you, I kind of ease the words, meet your first life's end?
That's a long story. Perhaps for another time. A little personal, too. No offense.
No, none taken. I don't know if maybe something at the end result caused it. This is interesting.
That's a good question.
Either way, my master was happy to have me, but treated me like a plaything, a toy to keep around so they wouldn't get bored.
Brutal.
I was able to find my way through a number of means and connections back to the prime material, but as I mentioned before, even here in a completely different plane, I still feel their voice in the back of my mind calling me.
So, if we get closer to your master, are you gonna, lose it? Or. Well, how does that work?
I don't know for sure. They are the one who sired me, so it's likely that they may have a powerful hold on me. All the more reason that I would require y'all's help.
Oh, you could wear this! I'm gonna point to my magical circlet that helped with the whole dream thing. I think it prevents people from... Oh, I don't remember. I'll have to double check.
You may not even... Don't you have one of those... Sometimes you sing and it keeps us from going crazy?
Oh! Is that a spell I have somewhere?
Just counter charm.
Counter charm. Okay, yeah, it works for frighten, charm, advantage. So, there's that.
So you seem to have some skill in terms of making sure that I'm not told to waltz around like some toy soldier.
Oh yes, and this circlet, this is magical, you see. The effects like command or dominate person, yeah. So maybe it will help you.
I suppose I could hold on to this if you're willing to lend it.
Sure.
But this calling I hear in the back of my mind, goes beyond a simple psychic link. It's in my vampire blood. Unless I do something about it, I'm gonna be living up here with a voice in the back of my head, always whispering, the feel in my hands and my arms. Sometimes my legs shake as if to try and return even though they don't know how.
So if you kill your master, you into that?
As far as I know.
So your master's just a regular vampire, nothing weird and crazy?
Powerful one. But as far as I know, a vampire. Nothing more.
Huh.
But why... I'm sure that we have a lot of questions that will be answered in due time once we're all in hell.
Great. Let's warn everybody, if we don't come back, we're all lost in hell.
Yes, one of those like while you're on shore leave type things. Maybe get all of your kicks and spending money out before we decide to leave, because I am presuming, Mr. Vampire, that you know a way through that staircase that will get us where we need to go.
I certainly do not.
Shit.
Maybe the arcane man can help us. He said the arcane visit for things.
Do they
That
visit hell,
is-
though?
They sometimes visit the Azagrat. Whether yours did or not, I do not know. However, I have quite a few connections throughout the city. Now that I have y'all agreeing to help me out, I was gonna do a little bit of reconnaissance myself.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
I say y'all give me an hour or two and then they'll reconvene somewhere.
I'm curious, Zed.
Yes.
You know about the greatest sins, greed and lust and all that.
Some I'm accompanied with, sure, but I like to think of myself as a relatively moral bard, vampire, undead beast.
I like it.
I agree with you. I mean, you're helping us, whether it's your motives or not. You are helping us. Would you consider vanity a sin?
Vanity is sin.
Rinkaz, if vanity is a sin, y'all may as well stick me right here on the spot, he says as he pulls his V-neck webbed shirt away to reveal a relatively buff chest.
Oh!
Well, I mean, you've already been there and come back. What about if you, I point over to Han Solo over there. What if you immortalized yourself in gold? That's pretty damn vain. That might be enough to redirect your soul, whether your actions were good or not.
I suppose I could, but then Rinkaz, I would be trapped in gold. You see, I certainly get the fiend and the need to drink, of course. I am a creature of the night now, but my wants and needs go far beyond my bestial urges. I'm a bard. I was a famous musician in life, and just because a man has died doesn't mean he can quit. I wish to continue spreading my tunes across the Twixt. Being encased in gold would be a little difficult to finish something like that.
No.
Certainly something for people to come by and look at, of course. A trophy on the wall like your friend here, but it's not the type of life I'm looking for. I want to make sure that I free myself from my reins to go free where I want, and to get this constant buzzing in the back of my head out for good.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah.
That's not gonna kill you, is it?
I hope not.
Hmm.
I've been a vampire for quite a while now, but it's not like I have a whole lot of associate vamps hanging around up here in Halcyon where the sun shines very, very, very brightly. Why is it so bright?
Huh.
Said most.
I suppose most other vampires are skulking around on darker worlds doing more nefarious things, but I like to consider myself an alternative to the pack.
Were you Zedbane when you in your first life?
Just Zed.
Oh.
But now, Zed's dead, baby.
Ah!
Oh my god. Sorry.
Amazing.
Well, let's get some Zed dead redemption. Let's go, boy.
I'm dying! I'm dying!
I tip my hat, pull out my revolver, and just start leaving.
Sun Kong winks.
I'm dying! I'm dying!
Luke physically die.
Oh my god.
I wish I were Zed.
If it's possible, I assume y'all would be okay if I met you back at your rooms at Halcyon Heights.
Oh, it'll be open. Yes.
As long
Good.
as we're not dinner.
Yeah, I was
It's
about to
definitely
say.
open for you.
We've ransacked this place well enough, but I get the sinking suspicion that once we leave here, we won't be able to return.
Oh.
Well, if it's what we have to do to free Kui, this deal is getting worse all the time.
Oh, a simple little trek into the 45th to 47th layer of the abyss to
Oh, right, fuck me, what am I saying?
Yeah,
enter
what
into
are
the
you-
vault
right?
of desires.
Don't embarrass me like that, gosh.
Get
Well then, y'all go prance around for 2 hours while I investigate into some things. I got a couple connections that may be able to help out.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck to you all. Don't do anything crazy within that span of time.
Oh
I look at
God!
Recaps.
Why did he say that?
Why can't we find more nice people like Zed?
You watch as Zedbane, his form almost jaunting up in the air, but you watch where he wasn't actually jumping, he was just reforming into his bat form, and it flitters past you guys.
Super kind, super handsome. Dead, but we can work with that.
Super
No, no, no.
talented.
He's undead. It's different.
Even better.
Yeah.
Is it different? I don't.
All right. Well,
Anyway, I've drinking enough blood to know that he's all right.
oh.
Oh god.
You also ate flesh, didn't you?
Yes, a lot of bad things. So, you know,
Okay.
fine.
When did you? You ate
No, you knew this. You knew that Subject 22 was bad news, and Invidi knows it very well.
We've seen it, haven't
Yeah.
we?
Oh yes, quite literally. My
I mean,
secret didn't stay
I
a
do-
secret for long.
I do miss 22 as much as he tried to kill me a lot.
Why?
Yeah.
Seemed like he could be a big softie when he wasn't drooling and thirsting for body parts.
Well,
I mean,
Deep down, I think he loved us.
Yeah.
I had a
He's
deep
very-
connection.
Deep. Deep.
I
Yes.
mean, it's
Deep.
really, really far down there, but yes.
Claw deep into my chest. I really think he was respectable.
I mean, we switched bodies, so we were, and I pause before I say anything else.
What are you doing? What are you
I'm-
doing?
Nothing. We have a deep connection internally.
Nice.
I don't know what that means. All right. We're going to hell. The gang goes to hell. That's the next
Gang goes
episode,
to
everyone. It's gonna be great.
All right. Well,
Lushy's gonna love this.
Oh fuck.
yeah, we need to talk to him. Tell him we're going to hell. You know, for the.
I mean, we don't have to tell him. Keep it a surprise. Just bring along Rec.
You're right. I mean, but if we tell him and maybe he might send somebody to help us if we never come back. You know.
It's true.
I think we have to tell him.
We could leave Lizzie down there.
No.
We could bring
No.
back gifts for old Ganny. I know she would love it.
There's probably a lot of energy and what does Lizzie like to eat? Because she's really smart. Emotions. There's probably a lot of emotions down there, so she might like it.
Well,
Hmm.
Hush is staying. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
hush,
I
hush.
mean,
You should
I
not
know-
come.
I'm getting over this overprotective dad thing, but I would feel bad to bring my daughter to hell. That seems like a bad thing to do.
She
It's not usually where you want to take your children.
That's right.
It's not what you hope for them.
she writes on her chalkboard, "Happy to stay on the ship for this one."
I just give her a thumbs up.
Did you hear that? She just told you to go to hell, Dad.
Honestly, I deserve it. It's fine.
if everything we looked through everything here,
Yeah, between your checks, you were able to gather this information, and it doesn't look like you'd find much else since you pretty much cased the joint head to toe.
All right. Well, Six's body made of gold will be back at some point, hopefully. Bye.
Does it say anything, Jason?
Zix does not respond as it is a figure trapped in a slab of gold.
Don't you do anything I wouldn't do.
Zix does not respond. 'Cause it's
Oh,
body.
he's so funny.
I don't think he can do anything that you can do.
I get really close to Ziggs and say, loser says what? He's such a card.
I love it.
What does Zix do?
Hey, so, you know all those weird bits that you guys put in the pot? How would you feel if I rinsed them all?
Go for it. That's why we get them.
I mean,
Might as well. We're going to hell. I mean,
Yeah.
you might as well have a
And-
nice gem to go with you.
yeah, and honestly, just because you use them all doesn't mean. I mean, if you get a gem that's good for you, awesome. But I mean, it could be just as good for any one of us. You never know.
That's actually a good point, though.
You know, it's not like
Rinkaz-
you're just using them for you.
Rinkaz, do you still have that shield gem that has gone unused until now?
Yeah, go for it. I
Well-
just need it.
I mean,
Anyone want this Arcana gem? Sorry.
Here's what we do. We just shove 50 weird bits. Can you go on mute, Sun Kong? Sorry. We just shove 50 weird bits in the machine. If it's good for Aesop, he'll take it. If not, he'll take that shield gem we haven't used yet, and then somebody else can have the really good 50 weird bit gem.
I mean, I got enough gold. I still don't have a damn gem in any of my weapons other than that mind control one, and that my pistol doesn't do piss all compared to anything else I've made. I can spend my gold to resocket it and just get a cheap one. Just throw anything in there at this point.
Well, all right then. I'm gonna go back to the ship, and I'm gonna put a bunch of weird bits in the vending machine.
I mean, I'm pretty sure hell is metagaming resistant to anything that's a bullet that isn't magical.
Oh yeah, we should get some like holy stuff, right? There's like holy stuff hurts devils, demons, I don't know. Hell
You
stuff.
You can turn undead. Can you turn living? Are they just gonna like show us like an idol and we're just gonna like go running and screaming? How does this work?
Can always make checks.
I don't agree with going into hell. I think it's not for us. But I mean, if we're doing it, we're doing it.
Well, it's not for us. It is for Kui.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Kui is us, so we have to. Just saying, it's not something we should take lightly because this is very bad.
I keep it under my breath. I mean, after kind of what we ate it in, we kind of deserve to be there as well.
Ooh, that's...
I mean, not you, Envy, but I mean, helping save Kui could, return if we amend what we did.
Yeah, your atonement, if you will, which I would help you with, because I like you.
What do you think, Pa?
What? Atonement who?
You're good with
Yeah.
going to hell? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Wow, okay. I can make a bomb infused with holy energy. I need some of Envidi's hair, and I can only do this once. Then we have to wait till we get a little stronger before I change my formulae again.
Oh.
And I can only do this once until we level up, basically. But I have a bomb that hypothetically would do well against undead and fiends and the like.
Well, that's good.
I just need your hair, Envidi.
He walked away, but I'm sure he'd be okay with
Oh, did he AFK?
Yeah, he just turned away.
Dang it!
As soon as you were addressing him, he won.
I will ask him when he gets back.
You guys are welcome to do whatever checks or anything you want in preparation of this trip. Otherwise, the ball is in your court. You all step outside of the abode, the door closing behind you. You watch as the gilded door begins to be covered by what look like these illusory golden bricks now reforming the wall in front of you.
Ooh.
Does anybody want the 2 gems I got? Either one of them?
Do we have anyone that's even like good at insight?
Oh, I have a plus +3.
I got a +7 to insight. I mean, if nobody
wow.
wants, I could throw it in there. I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really have anything else that is benefiting me.
Yeah, I think we should play to our strengths.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought, but I mean it's up to y'all because otherwise I'm not gonna socket them into anything. So I mean, if you guys want them, cool. If not, I'll probably just sell them.
The only problem is I gotta put a socket on any of my weapons if I'm able to.
Do it.
Did you want the insight one then?
Cass, you want the insight one?
If I can socket my gun for it, yeah. If not, I don't have any use for it. I mean, I have a ring, but I'm not gonna use it in there.
You have a handgun, correct? That is a masterwork item. I believe it currently has a charm person socketed within it.
It does, but respectively, it doesn't. It's my weakest weapon overall.
Do you have masterwork crafted into any of your other items?
I can't make masterwork weapons.
Okay. Well, then you would probably need to find a vendor somewhere here on Halcyon who would be willing to tailor your weapon with masterwork inlay through it so that you could attach a gem.
When I went up to him before, I think it was something like 7,000 gold or something to make it masterwork. When I had asked about getting sockets on it, that was when we first went shopping before the.
Yeah, I don't think it's cheap, but
It's worth it though to make something.
yeah, I mean if you want it, if you don't want it, it's fine. Whatever.
I can also spot you some money, bud.
It'd be all of my money probably. Let me try and see if I can find how much it costs.
Well, I'm not doing anything with this money. Give it to
This is why we got the money to spend it.
This is for a socket that you don't really want.
No, he's looking to socket on his rifle, which is the weapon he typically uses instead
Right,
of the
but what are you going to
handgun.
put in it?
Well, before we decide what he's going
Let's
to put
go.
in it, let's put in that 50 weird bits into the vending machine.
Yeah, let's go back to the ship.
Let's do that. I'm prepared to do that, Jason.
Okay, you guys all head back to the ship.
Yes.
You all begin making your way back to the ship, passing through the various streets, and eventually finding yourselves back to the Gilded Harbor, where the various spell-jamming ships, some out aloft on the artificial lake nearby, others housed, landed within the large open landing area of the harbor itself. You see various ships as you pass by them, seeing just over top the dome-like appearance of your own. Moving in between each, the occasional crewmate moving in between or cleaning their vessel, but it's one of the lesser crowded areas through here. You pass by a spelljammer. Clear view now, about 50 feet out from the geodesic ship. And as you turn the corner, you see, turning to stare at all of you, Kui.
Hello, Kui.
She says, I just wanted to see the outside. And as she takes a step towards you all, she collapses onto the ground.
Oh no!
What?
I mean, I futilely try to catch her. I'm sure she passes right through me.
She's 50 feet out, almost just right outside of the ship's area.
Oh my god!
Why is she doing this?
Put her back in! How do we put her back in?
She collapses on the ground. Aesop, as you run up, quickly trying to throw your hands underneath her. She is light.
Yeah.
Very, very light. But you do feel a physical presence and are able to lift her up in your arms.
Oh, what?
Get her inside! Get her inside! Here, crystal communicator! Come on! Beep, 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 beep.
We do that, Jason.
No place, no place.
Okay.
There's no place I go. There's no place I go.
You guys quickly touch the crystal communicator and go to warp inside the ship. I'm gonna bring your tokens and not Sun Kong's massive monkey dick into the interior.
Have we ever had any instance of her being corporeal that we know of?
You also
Wow.
have had no instance of her ever being outside of the ship.
Yeah, I thought she couldn't.
Goodness. Yeah.
Doctor can't leave the med bay.
You all touch the crystal communicator, and with a flash of light, Aesop, you holding the very light, almost unreal feeling of holding Kui. You know, she should weigh more than she does, but of course she doesn't here. You find yourselves teleporting back into the Nimbus. I'm just going to shrink your tokens real quick. Hang on just a second. Hang on. Just move you so you align with the grid. Okay, there we go. You guys find yourselves within. As you teleport inside, you each see a number of people up front in the mission control. I'm just getting it prepped for you. Hang on just a second. You guys can do anything in this game, so I just gotta have everything ready to roll no matter what you do.
I'll pop a squat! For no reason.
You pop a squat.
Yeah, just
Squatting, bird squat.
In my head, I see you like kneeling, kind of like L from Death Note, on your toes like that.
God, no.
You see Old Ganny, Chunk, Navigator, the Arcane Man, Ukog, and Lizzie all standing within mission control along with you all.
What's happening?
Kui Aesop is still in your arms, although her form seems to be
Oh my goodness.
more difficult to see,
No.
almost fractal in nature.
No.
The Arcane Man and the rest look up. He looks to each of you and says, I thought she'd just disappeared. For a moment's notice, through her issue, I had no idea that she had stepped outside of the bounds of the ship.
How could she even?
He steps over to look at her. I myself did not even know that it was possible.
She really wanted to see the outside. Maybe she just was so determined. I don't know.
She thinks that this may be the last few weeks of her life.
We need to let her know that we found the person. We just need to find a few things first.
For each of you, it has been probably a month or two of time, but you must remember for Kui, every time she blips in and out of existence, she does not experience that lost time. For her, every time she disappears, within a blink, hours, perhaps days have passed. She feels as though time is slipping from her grasp.
Well, there's gotta be, like, can we put her on, like, pause or something? So, I mean, we save a little of her energy.
I think it would be best to use the technologies you all have developed. Aesop, if you wouldn't mind, he says, extending his hands.
I try my best to place Kui's form in his hand.
She feels lighter and lighter as you slip her over. The arcane man carries her softly over to the seat that she sits at and sets her in it. Her eyes closed, her form difficult to make out, a fractal shape of herself, almost as if you're looking at a person under the distortion of water. The arcane man setting her down softly in her chair, his hands now almost passing all the way through her. He begins to shift over to the large steel table in front of him, and he types at the arcane glyphs that appear. Within moments, Ketz appears. I need you to run a new set of diagnostics on Kui. Something has happened, and we need to know an approximation of the timeline now. Ketz shifts its view over to Kui. Ketz turns back to the arcane man. Diagnostics complete. Estimated time of full viral conversion. 3 days.
What? I thought we had more time than that. What happened?
I believe Kui's need to step outside of the ship to experience the real world, a place that her form was never bound to go, has accelerated the rate of her glitches.
Well, we need to go. We need to get this guy's soul immediately and be there and back in hell. 3 days. Less than 3 days.
We can do it. We can do it.
I apologize for not realizing that she had left the ship. I was unaware that that feat was even possible.
How could she?
It was very irresponsible of her, but I do understand, at least why she wanted to.
Our best outlook on this is fixing her.
Right.
I hope that in your time between your outing in the arena and whatever followed was fruitful for you in terms of finding a means of fixing her.
We're definitely closer.
Were you able to make contact with a Rhaegar who could give her a physical form?
Yes and no.
Yes and no, yeah.
That is a nebulous answer.
He is here. He has lost his soul, and we needed to go to hell to retrieve it. To the Vault of Desire in the Tri-Realm, or the Triple Realms.
That is a very succinct answer.
It's 1 day per realm, right?
Is it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, maybe we can get through all 3 in a day's time each. I don't know how this works.
Do you have any experience with this, Arcane Man, this realm?
I myself do not. However, there are other arcane who have traveled to the Triple Realm. Azagrat, in specific, it is, for better or worse, an infernal marketplace where we arcane do our deals.
Oh, is it?
As far as I'm aware, although there are layers of the abyss where time flows differently to the prime material, at the very least, Azagrats should maintain a general flow similar to that of the prime material. While there, you will still have 3 24-hour days in which to find Kui, another body.
This is a lot of time. Or it's not much time at all, I mean to say. It's a lot of
Gosh.
pressure.
Well, we have to try our best.
We're gonna need a lot of coffee.
You are going to the Triple Realm, then?
Yes.
I see. Although there are mortals who travel to these realms more so than some of the other layers, it is still not without its dangers. I would grab whatever you need to carry with you before you traverse in these planes.
I mean, what exactly should we expect? Like, what kind of things should we get that you recommend?
We're Babs in hell.
Trying to find items that could make sense of your directions would be helpful. Items that resist cold may be helpful.
Oh, that is good information. I sold those fucking boots that gave me cold resistance. God damn it.
Maybe they're still on display.
I think that was on Neo Gokyo.
Oh.
Senses that allow you to protect your eyes and yet still be able to have the senses to move about would be helpful as well.
I don't have anything for this stuff.
Me either.
I have an extra pair of goggles. That's about it.
I got blind sight if I transform. But
That's good.
You have quite the arsenal of gear that I'm sure you've accrued during your time, but remember, you are also on Halcyon, which houses one of the larger marketplaces of the Twixt. It may have some means of items that you may be able to procure to help yourselves. You only have 3 days. This is true, Aesop. Time is stretched thin, but I think it best for you to keep your eyes fixated on fixing Kui and do your best not to stress. You are capable warriors. It is the reason I hired you to be my bodyguards. This place you are going is dangerous, but if you stick together and don't get into too much trouble, and above all else, keep a low profile, I believe you should be able to make it back alive.
Well,
Okay, well, let's get started then, right?
shopping.
no time to lose.
Did you need anything on the ship while you were here?
Oh, maybe a gym could help us.
This should be fun, but... Oh,
Maybe we'll get immune to.
Does anyone need to rest, like for spells or anything before we leave?
we
I think
got
so.
healed up, right?
I didn't know if that counted for spells or whatever. I don't know how that stuff works.
You guys got healed up, but any spell slots missing would still be gone and expended.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah, that's what.
Still
No,
feel kind
it's
of spent.
Sorry, NVD, go ahead.
I feel kind of spent still.
So we still
Alright.
need rest. That's one whole day.
Only half a day if you spend a few less hours nodding off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try really, really hard. It's kind of important. I just need a breather to focus and maybe meditate quickly.
Well, the place you are going certainly has its dangers. However, we are still in the Halcyon docks. You should find relatively safe passage of time here. If you wish to rest here, then you are more than welcome to, unless you have other affairs that needs your attention back on Halcyon's surface.
I do think I'm gonna go let Lashi know where we're headed. I mean,
Sounds good. Maybe we should... Ugh, it always makes me nervous to say this, but maybe in preparation we should split up to cover more ground.
I mean, I feel like Halcyon is the place at this point.
Yeah.
I want to go to a seedy back alley.
No.
Don't do that far. No.
I mean, the bookstore.
Hmm.
Really, where they sell spells. Bookstore.
Well, that's luckily in the market district, not in a seedy back alley. All right.
Get them confused.
You
Let's
could
go.
gather magic items there, scrolls perhaps. It also may not be a bad idea for you all to prepare in terms of information gathering. Perhaps there are some books on the realms that you intend to travel that may give you some more insight into what you may run into there.
Might
So
find
this
those
is-
books at a seedy back alley. I mean,
Okay, yes, you go to the city back alleys and get the information. I'll go to Lushy and let him know what is happening. We need to get items, so I can give anyone money to get something that, if you guys see something that helps with cold eyes and direction, take my money. I don't care.
I'll go with whoever's going for the items. 'Cause, like, I'll chip in money as well.
Same.
Okay. So with that, guys, before you begin your mission to head out, Aesop, did you intend to throw some weird bits into the machine?
Aesop fucking jogs back there and just shoves them into the machine. Come on. 50.
Alright, 50, so hang on.
I don't even have time to make potions of heroism for us. Shit.
I still have one if we need it.
Oh, did I made one for you? Great.
A long time ago you did, yeah.
Sick.
Could you please roll me a D42?
Show me that 15.
Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Clinking down on its way into the distribution tray, you reach in and pull out a green-colored gem.
Good color.
You can spend 10 minutes now if you want to, while the rest of the folks kind of search their packs for anything meaningful gear-wise to bring with them. And I'll just go ahead and tell you that you study it for 10 minutes to identify the item. It is a chrysoberyl gem, and the effect is that you cannot be surprised.
Neat. Renkaz, here, catch. Give me the shield thing.
Throw him back the shield.
All right, I popped that shit into my armor. I put the shield one. Okay, since you have the page open, can you tell me the exact effects of the shield one again?
Do you remember what tier that one was on?
It was the same tier as
Same
this-
tier? Okay,
yeah.
hang on just a second.
Might be able to just control F shield.
Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and do that real quick.
So I was thinking if you need to be subtle, you guys should, I'm a lie to your face kind of girl. He's a lie to your back kind.
Maybe we should dress up as demons.
The soft blue Angelite gem gives you shield per short rest.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Nice.
I slot that in. Now my masterwork leather armor is done.
Alright, you notice as you slot the gem in, that the same colors that make up the gem begin to run along the infused lines that was built as part of the masterwork into your armor, and it gives off a faint glow. Your armor is now considered magical, and it provides the shield effect.
It also makes my strength 19. I had 2 slots in this son of a bitch.
Holy shit. It also mixes with the colors of the other gem that gives you massive strength.
Hell yes.
To
All
your
right.
jack-off arm.
Yeah, to my giant. Hey, it's his left hand.
Oh, yeah. You just rip your dick off then.
He loves the stranger.
Oh, God.
So, with that in mind, that's where we're going to end this session. We're right at the 12 o'clock mark. You guys have some preparations to do, some places to plan out where you want to visit. And you guys have 3 24-hour days in which to help Kui. I appreciate everybody who stuck around to hang out and spend some time with us tonight. Thank you. Hey, community showcase. That's nice of them to pop in. Thank you, Genghis John, Husband and Wife Stream, VNK, Virgo Pros, and Windsock. I rolled a die in the middle of the session, and Genghis John, you are the winner for the giveaway for being here. So, A, hopefully you're not a robot, and B, I'll be contacting you via...
Oh, he was talking to us. He's
Yeah, no, he's real.
Excellent. Yeah. Hey, good. Well then, Genghis John, you're the winner. I'm going to send you a DM through Twitch, and so I can get some deets and shoot over a digital gift card, either through Steam or the DM's Guild, whichever one you prefer. So I'll be hitting you up through that. I appreciate everybody who stuck around to hang out with us this session. I appreciate it. If you haven't followed already, it's a click of a button. You can see when we stream. You also get cool points to buy all kinds of fun little characters that you see at the bottom of the screen, or other fun stuff that's part of our Twitch channel points. You'll see that down at the bottom left of the chat. You can name an NPC, you can buy inspiration for the party, or give them a +1 to some of their rolls, all kinds of fun stuff. So check that out. Yeah, take a look at our Twitter for updates on some stuff. New character art coming as we continue revealing cool stuff and redraws of our characters from 8-Bit Ribbit on her Twitter, so go check her out. It's very nice of her to redraw that stuff for us. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. We'll be back next week for more to see if the party can fix Kui in time. Goodbye, everybody.